Hi guys, thank you so much for clicking this video. I'm so excited to bring to you my very first graph gun tutorial. You guys have been requesting for something for fall, and for some weeks now I've been preparing for this tutorial. It took me so long. This is going to be a graph gun cardigan, and this is the very first part. This tutorial is going to be in 3 parts. The first and second is going to be the construction of the graph gun, because it's a lengthy process. So I'm using the fairy. I'm using this brand. You guys know that I've been talking about this brand on Instagram. It's a Nigerian brand and I love it. I'm going to use 4 shades for the graph gun, and the background color, which is going to be the dominant color, will be the local brand I've been using, which is called Gogo brand. So these brands are it's a fusion of Nigeria versus Ghana, and I love patronizing African products. So for the green shade, I'll be using this particular green shade, and these are the 4 colors I'll be infusing for my project. And it's going to be a lengthy process. I would leave the link to my model rocking it. Also, I'll be uploading a different video and for you to see how it looks. So I'm just going to upload it in several bits, because my memory won't be very big to upload a tutorial as long as 4 hours. So I'm separating it. So I'm going to make sure that I explain everything into details. That's why I printed this picture. So I'll be using this picture as a reference. If you want the image, you can check my Instagram. You can DM me on Instagram so that I send you the image. But I also have a written pattern. If you want to support my brand, you can purchase my written pattern at an affordable price, and every information will be in the description. So I want to tell you guys that I really love graph guns, and I want this to be a special tutorial for you. So if you have any issues, you can approach me with your problems. I barely have time nowadays. I record after work, so these parts were always recorded after work. So I hope you guys appreciate my time, and I hope to see a lot of creations from you. So these are the items you're going to need. Make sure you have your shades intact. I'm using the white shade for this portion of the graph gun, if you can see clearly. I'm using the yellow shade for this portion, the leg portion, and then the nose portion for the graph gun. I'm using this deep blue for the black instead, because I didn't like the texture of the black. And then I'm using this shade of green for the hat and the scarf for the snowman. And for the dominant color, I'm using this blue. So the whole cardigan is going to be blue, and this pattern is going to be in the middle of the cardigan. So I'm going to run fast. This particular tutorial is going to be in 2 parts, and there's a lot to explain. So if you know you are very basic, you need to go back and work with your basic stitch. I'm just using single crochet stitches for the front portion, which is going to be the first part, and then the second part, the extra information needed for the second part, will be in part 2. And you just have to click the eye above to, or the better still, just go in the description and then go on with part 2. And for the garment construction, so this is going to be the introduction, and I'm going to take you through the basic steps from the beginning for this particular graph gun design. So for the hook size, I'm using a 3.5mm hook this time. Even though I love lightweight, this time I'm using 2 strands at the same time. So I'm going to double it, as everyone calls it, to achieve the medium weight. And then you just need a pair of scissors to cut off the excess yarns, and then some stitch markers to mark the essential parts. We are going to change colors most of the time, so we might be cutting and we might be marking some particular parts for the top pattern. So without much wasting of your time, let's get right into the video. To begin the very first section, as I told you, I'm using 2 strands at the same time for my dominant color, which is going to be the surrounding of the graph gun. So I'm just going to make a slip knot. So after making a slip knot, I pull tight to hold it and secure it to make my chain of 70. So make a total of 70 chains. Make your total of 70, and I'll meet you when you are done. So after making your total of 70 chains, you are going to add up an additional extra 2 chains. One chain is going to ensure that you turn over and then you work the stitches downwards. So I'm going to single crochet this time. As I told you, this whole grab gun is going to be made of single crochet. So after adding extra 2 stitches, you insert the hook into the next space. You pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, you yarn over, you pull through all 2 loops. Let's do it again in the next chain. So insert your hook, you pull through the yarn, you have 2 on the hook, you yarn over, you pull through 2. So you are going to apply this single crochet technique all the way down. You must have a total of 71 single crochets. So I'm done with my total of 71 single crochets across the chains. Now all you are going to do is to count to the 35th single crochet and then you place your stitch marker there. So I've already done that. That is why you can see the green stitch marker there, and this is the exact middle of the project. You can either fold it into 2 and then mark that place, or you can just count to the 35th stitch. So after you mark the 35th stitch, you are going to count to the 8th stitch. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So you are going to place your stitch marker there in the exact 8th stitch from the middle, and then you are going to do the exact same thing here. So you can also count across and then place your stitch marker in the 8th stitch from the green stitch marker. So now what we just did was the very base of the project, which was the dominant color. Now we are going to incorporate the yellow yarn from the 8th stitch there where we marked white. So we are going to incorporate from here, as you can see in the box. So now this is what you are going to do. For row 2, make a chain of 1 and turn over your work. So chain 1, turn over your work, place a single crochet in the same stitch. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and then place a single crochet in every stitch. Make sure you go under the 2 loops. So single crochet all the way down till the end of the row, where the white stitch marker is. So I'll meet you getting to where the white stitch marker is. So you stop exactly at the last but 1 before the stitch marker. So I'll meet you there when I'm done. So guys, I placed a single crochet across. As you can see, I'm getting to where the stitch marker is. So I stopped exactly with 2 loops. This is where the stitch marker is, and this is the last but 1 stitch before where the stitch marker is. So I stopped with 2 loops, and now I'm going to incorporate my yellow yarn, which is already doubled. So it has 2 strands, as you can see, just like how we did for the blue. So you just yarn over like this and pull through all those 2 loops. Now you are going to carry these 2 yarn along. So you are going to hide it in between. You are going to hide it under. So take a look at this. So you can now freely remove your white stitch marker and then make your very first single crochet with the yellow yarn. You have this under. You make your very first single crochet, making sure these 2 yarns are under. So 1. So you are supposed to make a total of 6 single crochets with the yellow color. So this is the very first one, making sure that this yarn is also hidden under. So 2. This is the second yellow. 3. 4. 5 and 6. So the 6th one, we are not going to finish off. You make sure you have 2 loops just like this, and then we are now going to drop the yellow yarn off, including the one that is hidden under. You can cut it to make it easier for you, because you don't need this excess yarn, it's already woven in. So I just simply cut it off because I don't want my work to look funny. So now I'm going to take this blue yarn and then yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Now you are switching to the blue, and you are going to do 5 of the blue color. So just make sure that you have this yarn, because you are going to carry it along. You are going to need it definitely. So now you can get rid of this stitch marker and then carry along with a total of 5 of the blues. So 1, 2, making sure that you have this yarn under, 3, 4, 5, 5. You are not going to finish off, sorry. So with the 5th one, you have 2 loops just like this. You drop off, and now you are going to switch back to yellow. So yarn over, pull through, and now you have this under. So you are going to work the stitches over again. This time you are going to do a total of 6 yellow again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with the 6th one again, you are not going to finish off. You are just going to switch back to this blue, and now you can drop off the yellow. There's no need for you to carry, because the rest of the stitches is going to be similar to what we just started. We are going to just do blue single crochets all till the end of the row. So I'll meet you at the end of the row. So I've made it back to the end of the row, and we are about to begin row 3. For row 3, you chain 1, turn over your work, put a single crochet in the very first stitch, and single crochet all the way till you are getting to the last but 1. So I'll meet you at where the stitch marker is, which is the last blue, and then I'll show you what to do for this section. Made it back down towards where I placed the stitch marker. Of course, you can now release it. You can now place your single crochet here, and then move directly on top of the next, which is the very first yellow single crochet, and then place your hook inside like this, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, leave it lying like this, and then incorporate your next color. So just swiftly switch this yellow yarn, and then pull through, and then pull through all 2 loops. So this is what you are supposed to have, and then place a single crochet on top of the next stitch. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. We are not going to finish off the 2. We are going to incorporate the color again. I decided not to send it along because I feel like it would be obvious. It's just my way. So let me cut off the blue, just like this. You are supposed to have a total of 4 yellow, and then we are now going to incorporate the blue. We were supposed to finish this off, so we are going to finish off with this blue color. So yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now you have these 2 yarns hidden under, and then you create your very first single crochet for the blue. So single crochet. So now you are going to put a total of 7 blues. So this is the first one, this is the second, so 2, sorry for that, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the 7th one. We are not going to finish off, so insert, pull through. When you have 2 loops, incorporate your yellow to finish off the 2 loops. So yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. So this time you are going to have a total of 4 across. So just swiftly place your yarn. You can decide to cut it off or send it along. This one I didn't cut it off. I didn't send it along. I cut it off. So you can hide in the yarn just like this. So you are supposed to have a total of 4 yellows. So this is the first one, 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4. You are not going to finish off these 2. You are going to yarn over and then pull through all 2 loops. Now bring in the yarn from here and then go across with your blue single crochet. Let me cut this yarn off. So go along with your blue single crochet to the end of the row. So I'll meet you at the end of the row and then we begin row 4. This is what you are supposed to have at the end of row 3. So row 2 is going to be the section where you are going to incorporate the blue black color, which is the exact portion here. So I'm replacing this with deep blue instead of black, as you can see on the image. So for the next row, you are still going to do your regular single crochet rows. So chain 1, turn over your work, single crochet in the very first stitch, put a single crochet in each stitch till you get to the last but 1 stitch. So I like to place my stitch marker over here, and I'll show you what to do there with the changing of colors. I placed my single crochet till I got to this section where the stitch marker was. This is the very last single crochet for the blue section. So what I'm going to do is to move directly on top of the next yellow, pull through. When I have 2 on the hook, I'm going to incorporate my yellow. This time let me cut off directly from here. So let me incorporate my yellow here. When 2 loops are left, I just pull the yellow across just like this, and then I make sure that this excess is stuck underneath. I don't want to leave it too long for it to extend to other portions. So let me tuck it underneath like this, and now make sure that everything is set. I'm hiding both the blue and yellow yarn under. So I'm going to place another single crochet. So I just yarn over, I just insert, pull through. When I have 2 on the hook, I'm not going to finish off again because we must have a total of 1 yellow. So this is the section where I'm going to incorporate my deep blue yarn, which is exactly the black portion you can see here. So this is how I incorporate. Just yarn over like this, and then you make sure the excess yarn is not really long, and then you pull through the rest of the 2 loops for the yellow. So you realize that you now have 1 yellow in total. So this time, having it in mind, you are going to drop off, you are going to make sure that these excess yarns are tucked underneath. So you are going to make a total of 11 single crochets with the blue. So this is the first one. So 1, making sure that the excess yarns are tucked underneath. So 2, 3, 11. So you are not going to finish the last stitch off, which is the 11th one with the blue section. You are not going to finish that side off. You are apparently going to switch to your yellow yarn. So you just take the yellow like this. That is why we carried it along here to make it convenient. But if you don't want it to be obvious in your work, as you can see now, I hope you can see this clearly, you can decide not to carry it along. So now, to make it conveniently for me, I just I yarn over with the yellow yarn and I pull through this too. Now with this, I just drop the blue yarn because I don't need it again, and then I have this tucked underneath, which is the light blue yarn. So I just insert and pull through and have 2 loops on the hook. I yarn over with the blue yarn. I just drop the yellow yarn off and I yarn over with the light blue yarn and pull through. Now I'm going to complete my row with the rest, making sure that I just go ahead and single crochet with this light blue yarn till I get to the end of the row. So just single crochet, and this is how row 4 is going to look like. So I'm going to single crochet till I get to the end of the row, and I'll meet you for row 5. So this is the end of row 4. Now the good news is that you can now get rid of your yellow yarn because you don't need it again. So you can just leave a tail and weave in later. So I'm just going to cut here because I didn't carry this along this side. So I'll decide to weave this in later at the end of the project. So now the next row, which is row 5, is going to be an interesting row. This time you are going to work with your deep blue, which happens to be black on this picture. So you are working mainly with your background and your deep blue for some particular rows before you meet to incorporate the next color. So to begin row 5, you chain up a total of 1 as usual, turn over, put a single crochet in the very first stitch because the chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and then you are going to put a single crochet in all the stitches till you are approaching your design. So I normally place a stitch marker on top of the yellow, so just single crochet along the blues, and I'll show you what to do at the yellow aspect. So I'll meet you there. So finally I placed my single crochet along, and I am at the point where the last single crochet is supposed to be made for the blue, and which is the light blue, because you are now going to work thoroughly with deep blue and light blue. So this time, this is supposed to be the last. I'm not going to finish up. I'm supposed to have a total of 2 loops. The next one is the yellow. That's where the stitch marker is. So where I have 2 loops for the very last single crochet for the blue section, I'm going to incorporate my deep blue. So let me just cut off and then incorporate the deep blue. There's no need for you to leave a very long tail. You can now get rid of your stitch marker and then incorporate the deep blue. So just yarn over and pull through as usual, as I taught you, and then make sure it's secured. So now make sure this light blue is under, and then place a single crochet on top of the direct yellow. So just single crochet there, and then you are supposed to have a total of 13 single crochets for the blue. So this is the very first one, so just make sure you have a total of 13. So this is the second, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13. So this is the 13th one, which is the last yellow. You are not going to finish off. You directly switch to this light blue and then you drop this off. There's no need for you to carry because you are basically not going to need it. So you are going to do your single crochet with this light blue yarn until you get to the end of the row, and I will teach you what to do for row 6. So just do this and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So finally done. Like, this is row 5. This is how the project is looking so far, and we are moving directly to row 6. Row 6 is slightly different but easy. So chain 1, single crochet in the very first stitch, place a single crochet along till you get to where this stitch marker is, which is the last but one for the blue sector. Please take note, this is the last one and this is the last but one. So I'm going to meet you at the last but one, and please don't finish off. Make sure you have 2 loops. So guys, this was what I was talking about. When you get to the last but one, do not finish off. When you have 2 loops on the hook, you can now release your stitch marker, and you are now going to incorporate the blue black yarn. So it was right here. Let me cut off. So let me leave some yarn to weave in, and now let's incorporate it. So just yarn over with this excess yarn and pull through all the 2 loops. Now making sure that these 2 are tucked underneath, you hold them in place and then place your very first single crochet in the next light blue color. So this is the next one, and then voila, you have done your very first single crochet with this deep blue. So you are supposed to single crochet along this edge to have a total of 13. So this is the very first one you have made. This is going to be the second one. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So as usual, sorry, you're supposed to have a total of 15. So 13, 14 and 15. So 14 and then 15. With the 15th one, you are not going to finish off. When you have 2 loops, you switch to the background color, which is the light blue, and then you drop this blue off. And now you don't need to send it along. You can just cut or leave it lying for the next row. So now you are going to continue with this all the way down. So just single crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end of the row for us to begin row 7. Row 7, you are going to apply the same technique as row 6. You are going to stop at the last but 1, and then you incorporate the deep blue color. So let me just give you a demonstration. You chain 1, single crochet, and then you are going to single crochet. I'll meet you at the last but 1. This is the last for the blue, or the background color that you chose, and this is the last but 1. This is where we are going to stop. So I'll meet you there. So we are now at the last but 1. So let me just remove, this is the last but 1. Let me just remove the stitch marker, insert, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, incorporate your deep blue yarn and just cut off and then incorporate. So to incorporate, you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Now you tuck the 2 yarns underneath and do your very first single crochet with this deep blue yarn, and then single crochet along. You are supposed to have a total of 17 for this blue. So this is the second one, this is the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then the 17th. You are not going to finish off. So when you have 2 loops, for the 17th single crochet for this deep blue, you just yarn over and with the light blue and then pull through the 2. Now there's no need for you to carry this along. You drop this off and then single crochet along the edge till you get to the end of the row. So I'll meet you when you are done for row 8. So this is how the end of row 7 is looking. For some time, I'm not going to show you the blue or the background aspect. I'll be showing you how I formed this. So I'm going to teach you where you are going to stop. This time you are going to stop at the last but 1. Where's my stitch marker? So go back along with single crochet and I'll meet you at the last but 1 part for the background color or the light blue color. Getting to the last but 1 light blue section, this is where the stitch marker is. I'm going to swiftly remove my stitch marker, insert my hook into that space. This is the last but 1 for the blue. Pull through. When I have 2 on the hook, it's time for me to incorporate my light blue yarn, my deep blue yarn. So I'm going to incorporate here by yarning over and pulling through the 2 loops left. Remember that there's one last light blue left. So now, making sure this is tucked underneath both yarns, which is the excess one for the deep blue is tucked underneath. You insert, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, pull through all 2 loops. So you have made your very first deep blue color, and you are supposed to have a total of 6. So this is the second one. 3, 4, 5. This is the seat one. You are not going to finish off. When you get to the seat one, you are going to incorporate your newest color. This is row 8 is when you incorporate the middle portion, and I'm choosing white for that shade. So I'm just going to take my white or cream yarn, whatever you decide to choose, and then yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. Now making sure that the yarn is tucked underneath. You drop the blue, which is the deep blue, and now you can carry along these 2 blues. You are supposed to have a total of 7 for the cream or the white section or the color, whatever you choose for your pattern. So you're supposed to have a total of 7. So I'm going to do the very first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th one, you're not going to finish off, making sure you have 2 loops down. So you're supposed to have 2 loops, and then you're going to incorporate your deep blue color. So cut off and then incorporate from here. So yarn over, pull through, still tacking this underneath. You are supposed to have a total of 6 for the deep blue. So insert your hook, pull through. This is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th one. You're not going to finish off. So the 6th one, insert when you have 2 loops. Now switch to your background color, which is the light blue. I don't know why I carried this along. You were supposed to drop the white, but it doesn't matter. Let me just cut it off and then concentrate on incorporating my background color. So yarn over, pull through, and then now you can continue to the end of the row. So continue with single crochet rows and then come back and forth. I'll meet you when I turn over and I'm working for this side as well. You are supposed to stop at the last but 4. So I've already placed my stitch marker at the last but 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where my stitch marker is, and I've gone back towards this section. So this time we are going to incorporate the deep blue. So this is my last one. So I'm not going to finish off on the 5th one, and then I'm going to incorporate my deep blue from there. So just yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, tag this underneath. You can now remove your stitch marker and do a total of 2 blues. So insert, yarn over, insert, insert, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, yarn over, pull through 2. You are not going to finish off the 2nd one, because you are going to incorporate this white you incorporated here. So you are just going to take your white yarn. You can drop off this blue yarn because there's no need for you to carry it along. So yarn over, and then pull through. Let me position this well. When you yarn over, pull through, now you can carry these 2 along, which is the deep blue, and then drop the light blue off. So you just hold it in place, insert. You are also going to do a total of 2 for the white. So on the 2nd one, you are going to stop with 2 loops and then incorporate your blue again, which is the deep blue. So just drop this off and incorporate your blue and pull through. So now you're going to make a total of 4 for the blue. You can drop these excess yarns off, or you can just work along with it. I don't like working along with this white yarn because it might be obvious. So I'm going to drop this and incorporate later. So you are going to make a total of 4 blues as I told you. So 1, this is the first one, 2, 3. On the 4th one, you are not going to yarn over and pull through. You are going to incorporate your white. Let me cut off the white. I didn't want to carry it along, so I'm going to leave in a lot of tails to weave in. Yarn over and pull through to incorporate the white. Now you are going to do a total of 11 for the white. So 1, 2, this time I have my blue underneath, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th one, you're not going to finish up. You're going to drop this and then yarn over and pull through these 2 loops with the blue. This time you're going to do 4 for the blues again. So 1. You can decide to carry the white along or not. 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to finish up this 2 yarn. You are going to incorporate your white. So you are just going to do 2 for the white. So yarn over, pull through. So 1 and then 2. The second one you're not going to finish off. Drop the white and then this time you're not carrying the white along. There's no need for you to yarn over and pull through all 2 loops with the blue yarn. And now you can do a total of 2 blues again. 1 and then the second one I'm not going to finish off. We are now going to cut off this yarn like this, the background color, and now you are going to incorporate it. So yarn over and pull through all. Now you are finally happy. You can now go along with your background color, making sure that the excess yarn is tagged underneath, as you can see. So you are just going to continue to the end of the row. Go back and I'll meet you. I'll tell you where exactly to stop getting to from the beginning of row 10. So I'll meet you. So this is the official row 10. I went back down. As I told you, I'll not be showing you the background most of the time. I'm just showing you how I'm doing the graph gun. Don't worry about these yarns. We are going to weave in later. So this time you are going to stop last but 4 to the very last stitch you made with the blue. So I counted to the 4th space from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I placed my stitch marker. And now I've created a single crochet. I'm getting to where the stitch marker is. This is when I incorporate my deep blue yarn. So let me just cut off and then incorporate. So to incorporate, you know what to do again. Always, as always, you just yarn over and pull through these 2 loops left and then tuck it underneath. So you are going to do a total of 10 of the blue. Let me remove my stitch marker first. I'm going to do a total of 10. So insert your hook, pull through. So 1, 2, sorry, 3. You are going to do a total of 3. So on the 3rd one, you are going to leave your 2 loops lying. Let me get my camera fixed. And then we are going to incorporate 1 white. So you just take this white color here and then you just incorporate. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you can leave this blue line and then you can work with this deep blue tagged underneath with the white. So you are just going to do a total of 1 for the white. So yarn over, sorry, insert your hook just like this, as you can see, and then pull through. So now you are not going to finish off. We are now swiftly going to take this blue just like this, drop this white away, take this blue, yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, and then do a total of 4 blues. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 4th one, you are just going to grab your white again. I didn't carry it along because it looks nasty when you can see the white color under the blue. So now you are going to incorporate your whites. This time you are going to do 13 of the whites, or the cream, or off-white, however you guys want to call it. You are going to do 13. So now I'm just going to drop this yarn off. I'm just going to carry along with the white, making a total of 13. So 1, this is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, leaving 2 loops behind. You are now going to incorporate the blue. This time I'm doing 4. So let me just cut the blue off like this and incorporate just like this and pull through all 2 loops. Now go along, making sure you are leaving the whites behind. I don't want the white to show in my blue. So 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. We are not going to finish off. We are going to cut and do 1 white. So we just cut off this white. We have a lot of yarns to weave in. Just cut off this white and then yarn over and pull through. So we are going to do 1 white. 1 white to 1. When you have 2 loops, you are just going to drop this and then grab the blue yarn over, pull through all 2. You are going to do a total of 3 blues. So 1, 2, sorry, 1, this is the second one, 2. The third one I'm not going to finish off, and then we are going to do the rest with your blue background color. So you are now going to cut off this yarn. You have a lot of yarns to weave in, guys. Because we want to keep it neat. You see this one, we carried it along. It's obvious inside. I hate those stuff. So you are now going to yarn over, pull through with this yarn, and then continue with your background color till you get to the end of the row. I'll meet you for row 11 as we work towards this portion. I already began row 11, and as I told you, I'll not be showing this part, so we are moving directly to the design. So for row 11, after single crocheting, we are going to stop exactly. This is why I stitch mark the last but one. Let me just remove the stitch marker. So let me single crochet. Sorry. So you realize that there are 2 light blues or 2 background colors left. You are going to swiftly insert the hook into the next, which is the last but one. When you have 2 on the hook, you are going to incorporate your deep blue. So to incorporate, as usual, yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, making sure that this is stacked underneath. You can now leave this yarn lying down, and then you can continue with a total of 3 blues. So I'm going to single crochet along with a total of 3 blues. So this is the first one. So this is the very first single crochet, which was made right on top of the very last color for the background. And then we move swiftly to the next. So 2 and then 3. On the third one, you are not going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. You are going to incorporate your next color. So the next color you are going to incorporate is the white color, and you are going to do 2 of the whites. So, or the cream, however you want to call it. So yarn over, pull through, still tagged underneath, release this down, let them lie down, and then continue with your white color. So you are going to do a total of 2 whites. So this is the next one, 1 and then 2. So the second one, you're not going to yarn over and pull through. You're going to incorporate your next color. So this time you're going to incorporate your blue. You're going to do 3 of it. I've already cut it off. So just release this white down. Take your blue, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you are going to do a total of 3 single crochets for the blue. So 1, 2, Sorry for that. 1, 2, 3. So with the third one, you're not going to yarn over and pull. You're going to incorporate the white again. Let me cut off. The reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want you guys to be seeing other colors inside the work. So even though I can do it over, I prefer it this way. So you yarn over, pull through 2, tag this underneath, and then you are going to do a total of 15. So I'm going to do a total of 15 for the whites. So 3 blues, 2 whites, 3 blues, 15 of the whites. So this time just go along. So 1, 2. Oh my god. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So the 15th, as usual, I'm not going to finish off the last 2. You are going to incorporate your next color, which is the blue. Let me just cut off the blue here, leave some long tail to weave in later, and then incorporate the blue over here. So I'm going to do a total of 3 for the blues. So as usual, yarn over and pull through all 2 loops. So yarn over, pull through, tuck it underneath, and then we are going to do a total of 3. I'm going to leave the white, carry along the blue left. So 1, 2, and then 3. I'm not going to finish off. I'm going to incorporate my white color again. So cut, and then incorporate my white color. You can still carry it along if you prefer, but I just don't love seeing the blue under the white or the white under the blue, so I prefer it this way. So you are going to continue with a total of 2 whites. So this is the first one, 1, and then this is the second, 2. I'm not going to finish off. You are going to incorporate your blue again. So I'm going to cut off back, and then incorporate the blue again. So yarn over, pull through all 2 loops, tuck it underneath like this, and then continue with your total of 3 blues. One, so on the third one, you're not going to finish off as usual. You are now going to finally continue with your background color. So just yarn over and then continue with your background color. So I'll meet you at row 12, sorry. I'll meet you at row 12, and then we'll continue. So just yarn over with your background color and continue. I'll meet you at row 12, the middle of the portion where we are supposed to change colors. So guys, this is row 12, and as I told you, I'm not going to show this part. So I'm currently going across the design. So I'm going to stop at the last but 1 stitch for the blue. When I have 2 loops, let me remove the stitch marker. I'll just swiftly incorporate my deep blue. So I just incorporate my deep blue here, and then yarn over, pull through. Now you're supposed to make a total of 3 of the deep blues. So insert your hook, pull through. So 1, 2, 3. The third one, you're not going to finish off. You are going to incorporate your white. So white, let me cut off. So you are going to do only one for the whites. So yarn over, pull through, and then one. You are swiftly going to move along with the blue. So just drop this and then yarn over with the blue. Now this tagged underneath, the blue, sorry, the white tagged underneath. Go ahead and single crochet, or you can decide to leave it. So I'm making a total of 4 blue. This is the third one. This is the fourth one. You're not going to finish off. You are going to yarn over with the white. And then continue with a total of 15 whites. This time, no color tagged underneath. So 1. Make sure you pull these yarns to make it a little bit closed. So 1, 2. So I'll meet you when I'm done with my total of 15 single crochets for the white. So I did my total of 15 single crochets. This is the 15th one. I'm not going to finish off. I'm just going to yarn over with this blue, tack it underneath, tack both the white and blue underneath, and do a total of 4 single crochets with this blue yarn. So 1, 2, 3. The fourth one, I'm not going to yarn over and pull through. I'm just going to take my white and yarn over and pull through with the white, tack the blue underneath, the deep blue underneath, and then do a total of 1 single crochet. So you just do this and then you swiftly shift to blue. So just take your blue yarn, which is the deep blue, yarn over, pull through this 2, and then you can now leave the white hanging. You don't need it again, and do a total of 3 blues. So 1, 2. The third one, you are not going to yarn over and pull through. You are going to take your background color, which is the light blue. Let me cut it from here, and then incorporate here. So yarn over, pull through. I don't like leaving it extremely long. So when you yarn over, pull through, now you just tack this excess yarn underneath and do single crochets to get to the end of the row. So I'll meet you at row 13, where we are going to work in the middle of this pattern. So this is row 13. Getting to the middle, I'm going to stop at the last but one. I already placed my stitch marker here. So insert your hook, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, you are going to incorporate your deep blue. So just take your deep blue yarn and you are going to make a total of 3. And this is the row where you are going to incorporate the green. So we are making this section. I'm sorry I have not been showing you the picture long. I kind of forget. So yarn over, pull through, and then tag this underneath. You can leave the background color lying or you can carry it along, but I don't think it's necessary. So make a total of 3 blues. So this is the first one. 1, 2, and then the third one, you are not going to yarn over and pull through. You are going to incorporate your white. So you are going to make a total of only 1 white or cream color. So yarn over, pull through. So yarn over, pull through, and then tag all the yarns underneath, and then yarn over, insert, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, you are not going to yarn over and pull through all 2. You are going to take your blue, because you are going to make a total of 3 blues again, 3 single crochet blues. So yarn over with the blue and pull through. So now I'm going to carry the white along and do my total of 3 blues. So 1, that's the first one. 1, 2, starts here 3, and then 4. The fourth one, sorry, I'm supposed to make a total of 3 instead. So 3 blues. The third one, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 2 loops, and then continue with my whites. So I'm going to do a total of 4 whites. So this time I'm leaving this behind. So 1, This is very tight. 2, 3, 4. So the fourth one, I'm not going to finish the fourth one off, as you already know. And hooray, I'm bringing out my shade of green. This is my favorite shade of green. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through with the shade of green. So just yarn over, pull through all 2 loops with the shade of green. And then you're going to make a total of 3 greens. You can tuck the white underneath. So I'm tucking both the white and the green underneath and make a total of 3. So 1, 2, and then the third one I'm not going to finish off. I'm going to yarn over with the white and then have my green underneath again, holding it in place, make a total of 3 white. So 1, 2, 2, and then 3. The third one I'm not going to yarn over and pull through. I'm going to just take my green again, have the white underneath. So just pull like this and make a total of 3 greens once again. So 1, 2. The last one I'm not going to yarn over and pull through. I'm going to shift back to white again and make a total of 4 once again. I will not be needing the green again, so let me just drop it off like this and do a total of 4 white. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I'm not going to shift off the fourth one. I'm going to yarn over with my blue. Where is my blue? Let me take my blue. I think I left it somewhere here. Yarn over, pull through with my blue and make a total of 3 blues. So I'm sending my white along because I'll need it again. So 1, 2, and then 3. I'm not going to yarn over and pull through. I'm just going to swiftly take this white and pull through and then bring the blue underneath and make a total of 1. So I just do like this and shift swiftly back to blue and do a total of 3. This time I don't need the white. So 1, oh my god, 2, and then 3. So I'm now going to swiftly shift to my background color and I'm going to perform your single crochet till you get to the next row. So I'll meet you at the middle of row 14, where we are going to incorporate the new colors. So just do your single crochet back and forth and I'll meet you. So exactly at the middle of row 14, this time you are still going to stop at the last but one, where I've just placed my stitch marker. So insert your hook, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, you are going to incorporate your blue and you are going to make a total of 7 blues. So this is the deep blue. I'm going to make a total of 7. So as usual, you know what to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I still carrying this along? It's funny. Let me cut it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th one. We are going to yarn over with the whites. So we are going to make 3 of the whites. Oh my god. So yarn over, pull through. Now you can carry these along because no, I'm not going to carry this along. I'm going to need it later on. Let me cut it off. So 3 of the whites. 1, 2, and then 3. So the third one, we are going to yarn over with a green. On the hook, you yarn over with a green, and make a total of 4 greens. So 1, just like that. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the 4th one, with 2 loops on the hook. You incorporate your white again, so just bring this down and pull through with the white, and then you are going to make a total of 3 whites. So 1, 2, and then 3. Now yarn over with this green, so yarn over, pull through 2, make a total of 4 greens again. Let me cut this off. This tail was extremely long. What is happening? So let me cut it off and do a total of 4 greens again. So 1, 2, 3. The 4th one, we are going to yarn over with the whites and do a total of 3 whites. So this time I'm not carrying the green along again, I don't need it. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one, we are going to yarn over with your blue. So let me just take the blue that I cut off, yarn over with the blue, and then do a total of 7 blues. I'm not carrying the white along this time, so this one is a total of 7. Let me pull this tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is the 7th one. Let me cut off this excess yarn. So now you're going to incorporate your background color, which is the light blue, and then we are going to do this. I'll meet you, you know what to do already, single crochet along. I'll meet you at row 15, and then I'll teach you what to do next. So for row 15, you are still going to incorporate, stop at the last but one where the stitch marker is, and then incorporate your blue, your deep blue. Oh my god, where's the other one? Incorporate your deep blue. You are supposed to make a total of 6 deep blues or blues. So, or the color, whatever color you choose, you can do this according to your preference. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and then do my very first blue here. So insert, pull, and then pull through. You're supposed to do a total of 6, so I've made 1 already. Let me drop this away, and then do a total of 5 more, making a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is the 5th one, and then this is the 6th one. I'm not going to finish off. I'm going to incorporate my whites. I'm doing 4 of the whites. So where is my white? Yarn over, pull through all 2. Now still having the blue underneath, which is the deep blue. You are going to do a total of 4 for the whites. So 1, 2, 3, and then for the 4th one, I'm not going to yarn and pull through. You are going to incorporate your green. Why did I even carry the blue along? Let me just go back. I thought I would need the blue. So just go ahead with your total of 4 single crochets. without incorporating the blue. Sorry for that. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. The fourth one, I'm going to yarn over with this green and do a total of 5 greens. So yarn over. This time we are supposed to have the white underneath. So let's bring the white underneath and do a total of 5. So insert your hook. 1, 2, oh my god, 3, 4, and this is the fifth one. You yarn over with the white, drop this, and then you are going to do a total of only 1 white. So still having the green underneath, you just do 1 white, and then you yarn over with the green. So when you have 2 loops, you yarn over with the green, and then you are going to do a total of 5 greens, still having the white. So this is the fifth one with 2 loops. You yarn over with the white, and then just do a total of 4 whites. So you're going to do a total of 4 whites, just like that. This time you are not going to need the green any longer. So 1, 2, what am I doing? 1, 2, this is the second one, 2, this is the third one, 3, and this is the fourth one. You yarn over with your blue and do a total of 6 blues. Where is my blue? Yarn over with the blue. So 6 blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the sixth one. You are going to yarn over with your background color, and then you are going to continue the rest of the rows. This is how the project is looking. Even though it's looking a little bit messy, it will be cool after the project. So I'll meet you at row 16 and then we'll continue. Middle of row 16, this is how the process is going to be. I went back down with single crochets. This time I'm going to stop at the last bar 2. So this is the first for the blue, this is the second, and this is the third. I've placed my stitch marker at the third section for the light blue or the dominant color. So let me put my last single crochet here, and then get into this section. I insert pull through. When I have 2 on the hook, I incorporate my deep blue yarn. So I'm going to take my deep blue yarn and then yarn over and insert, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. So yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Now you can now remove the stitch marker. I'm going to make a total of 5 single crochets with this deep blue yarn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. We are not going to finish off. We are going to incorporate the white. So we are exactly here. So we are going to do a total of 5 whites. So I'm going to do a total of 5 whites over here. So I'm going to drop the blue and do a total of 5 whites. This is the 5th one. I'm not going to finish up. I'm going to incorporate the green. So I'm going to do a total of 4 greens. This time I have my white tucked underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 rather. I always miss this. So I'm going to yarn over and take the white through, and I'm going to do a total of only 1 white, the green still underneath, so the longer tail, just push the tail this way. I made the tail extra long. So 1. So when you have 2 loops on the hook, you yarn over and put through only the 2 loops. Now you are going to make a total of 4 greens. So 1, 2, 3, 4. When you have 2 on the hook, you are going to, I didn't carry this along, you are going to make a total of 5 whites. So yarn over and pull through, make a total of 5 whites. There's no need for you to carry the green again because you are done with the green. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to finish off the 5th one. We are going to incorporate the deep blue. Let me cut off, and then we are going to make a total of 5 deep blues, and then the rest is going to be the dominant color. So we yarn over, pull through, and then continue with only your blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one. I'm not going to finish off. You are going to incorporate your dominant color. So just make sure you single crochet all the way down, and I'll meet you at the middle of row 17. So single crochet just like that, back and forth, and I'll meet you for us to continue this middle detail. You are going to stop at the last but one again. Make sure you have 2 loops. Incorporate your deep blue. So to incorporate your deep blue, let me cut it off first and then incorporate. So yarn over and pull through all 2. This time I'm going to make a total of 5 deep blues. So this is going to be the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one you are not going to finish off. You are going to incorporate the white. So I always forget to cut this off. You are going to make a total of 6 whites. So yarn over, pull through, and then go along with your total of 6 whites. So this is going to be the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are not going to finish off. I'm going to incorporate your green. So you are going to make a total of 3 greens. So still, the white is still tagged underneath. 1, 2. The third one, you are going to finish off with the white and make a total of 1 white. the green still tagged underneath. Just make a total of 1. We are not going to finish off these 2 loops. We are going to incorporate a total of 3 greens. So go back again and do your total of 3. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, still having the white tagged underneath. 1, 2, there's the 3rd one, and then 3. You are not going to finish up these 2 loops. You yarn over with the white and then let the green lie. So now you are going to do a total of 6 whites. What is happening? So 6 whites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to yarn over with the blue. Where is my blue? Talking about this deep blue. Yarn over, pull through all 2 loops with this deep blue. We're having it tagged underneath. Make a total of 5 blues. So 1. Let me drop off the white. You can just have this tagged underneath. 2, 3, 4. The 5th one, you are not going to finish it off. You are going to take your dominant color and continue from here. So I'll meet you at the end of the row, and then we'll move towards row 18, the middle of row 18. And then I'll show you where to stop, and then we'll continue from there. Row 18, and we are getting to the middle. This time there's a little bit variation. So go ahead with your dominant color across, single crochet until you meet this blue, which is the deep blue. So this is the last single crochet for the dominant color. Move right ahead on top of the next blue, pull through when you have 2 on the hook. Now incorporate your new color, which is the deep blue, and then yarn over, pull through. So you can now remove your stitch marker. This is the exact space where you are going to do your first single crochet in this color. So go ahead, make sure you have this tagged underneath, and then single crochet. So you are going to do a total of 4 single crochets in blue. So this is the 2nd one, the 3rd, and the 4th. You are not going to finish off the 4th. You are going to incorporate your new color, which is the white. So yarn over, pull through with the white. Now you can release this blue off and then do a total of 6 whites. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is a seat one. You have 2 on the loop. You incorporate your green and do a total of 3. So having the white tagged underneath with the green, you do your first one, and then your second one, and then your 3rd. You are not going to finish off. You drop the green and take the white, still having the green tagged underneath. You do 1 white. So when you have 2 loops on the hook, you drop the white and grab the green and pull through all the 2 loops. And now you grab the white underneath together with the green left over and do a total of 3 greens again. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one, you are not going to finish off. You are going to grab your white again and then pull through. Now release the greens away and continue with your total of 6 single crochets in white. When you have 2 on the hook, you are now going to incorporate your deep blue like how you just did. You are going to make a total of 4 blues, sorry. So I just cut it off and do my total of 4 blues across. So after that, on the fourth one, I'm not going to pull through 2. I'm going to take my dominant color, and then I'm going to single crochet along till I get to the end of the row. And then we will come back to the middle of row 19, and then we'll continue with what you are supposed to do. So I'll meet you when we are at the middle of row 19, sorry, and then we'll continue from there. This is row 19. I went back across. I'm meeting the design, and I placed my stitch marker on the very last dominant color, which is the light blue. So I'm going to insert my hook, pull through. When I have 2 on the hook, I'm going to pull through with my deep blue yarn, just like this. And now I'm going to make my very first single crochet on top of the very first blue. And now I'm going to make a total of 4 blues. So this is the second one, the third, and this is the fourth. I'm not going to finish off. I am going to incorporate my whites. I'm going to make a total of 6 whites. So yarn over, and then pull through all 2 loops. Now I'm going to make my total of 6 whites. Let me drop this aside. I don't want to have this funny look. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 6th one. I'm not going to finish off. I'm going to incorporate with my green. This time I'm making a total of 7 greens. So just pull through with the green and make your very first green here on top of the first green. Let me pull this away. This is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th one. There is a tight loop here. This is the 7th one. And now I'm going to incorporate my white once again. Let me cut it off from here. And then incorporate here. So I'm going to make a total of 6 whites. So yarn over, pull through, make my very first white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th one. I'm going to incorporate the blue again. Let me cut off the blue. I left it behind. So cut and then incorporate the blue. Yarn over, pull through, still having the blue tagged underneath. That's the first one. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th one. And then we are going to continue with your dominant color. Mine is almost done, but I'm going to yarn over through the 2, continue with my dominant color, come back forth for row 20, and then we'll see how to work the design in the middle for row 20. But I'm going to weave in the excess yarns behind the camera so that we have a much more neater look before we prepare for row 20. So this is row 20. We are halfway through the project, and I made my row of single crochet for the background. We are now going to incorporate the next color on the 2nd deep blue. So single crochet with the background color, and then we are going to stop at where I've placed the white stitch marker. So this is the first one, and then this is the second. So just insert and then pull through. Sorry, you are going to stop here instead. So when you have 2 on your hook, this always confuses me. I'm so tired, that's why. So when you are left with 2 on your hook, you are going to incorporate your next color, which is the deep blue. So you yarn over and pull through the 2 loops with the deep blue, and you can now make your very first deep blue transition on the very first section where the stitch marker was. So just single crochet. So you're supposed to have a total of 3 deep blues. So this is the second one, and this is the third one. You are not going to finish off as usual. You are going to incorporate your white. So you are going to make a total of 7 whites, and let me just pick it up. So what you are going to do now is to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops left as usual, and then continue with your total of 7 whites. As I told you, I don't want the blue to show inside the white, so I leave it just like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6th one, and the 7th you are not going to finish off, and you have 2 on the hook. You are going to incorporate your green, so you are going to make a total of 5 greens. So where is my green? It's so far away. So you just yarn over and pull through the 2 loops, still having the white under. Let me just cut off this excess white. It's too long. It makes the project look funny. Let me just cut it off because the weaving in is much. So I'm going to do my total of 5 greens. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one. You are going to yarn over and pull through all 2 loops with the white, and then you are going to make a total of 7 whites. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th one. I'm going to incorporate my deep blue. Let me just cut it off from here, and then make a total of 3 blues. Sorry for that. So just make sure it's secured. 1, 2, and this is the 3rd one, 3. So the 3rd one, I'm going to finish off with your background color. Let me cut that one off too, and then incorporate here. So I'm going to continue until you get to the end of the row. I'll meet you at row 21. Get into the middle. I'll show you where to stop and incorporate the color. So just single crochet and single crochet back towards the side. So this is the official row 21. I'm going to insert my hook. This is the very last background color, or light blue. So I'm going to make a single crochet, and this time I'm going to insert my hook, pull through. When I have 2, I'm going to finish off with the next color, which is the deep blue, on the very first section where the deep blue was incorporated. So when I pull through, I'm going to make my very first deep blue on the next section. I hope you can see. So just insert your hook. Sorry for that. Just insert your hook and pull through. This is 1. This is going to be the 2nd one. It's normally tight. And this is the 3rd one. We are not going to finish off. So you are not going to finish off. You are going to make a total of 11. Sorry, you are going to make a total of 3 whites. So just pick up your whites. So drop this excess yarns off. We don't want to see it in the work. So just go ahead and make your total of 3. So 1, 2, and there's the third one. You are not going to finish off. You are going to pick up your green yarn and you are going to make a total of 11 greens. So yarn over, pull through. I'm still going to carry my white underneath. It depends on what you want. That is the first one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 11th one. I'm not going to finish off. I'm going to yarn over and pull through with my white yarn, which I carried along, and then make a total of 3 single crochets with my white. I'm not going to finish off the third one, and I'm going to incorporate my blue and make a total of 3 single crochets with my blue. So yarn over. Make sure you have your yarn secured, and then make a total of 3. So 1, 2, and then the third one. You are not going to finish off. You are now going to incorporate your background color till the end of the row. If your work is not looking neat, don't worry. It would look neat very soon. It's because you have not woven in the excess yarn. But I'm going to continue, and then I'll meet you back at row 21, getting to the middle. As I told you, I'm not going to show you the beginning and the end because it's regular single crochets in the light blue shade. So guys, welcome back to row 22, and getting to the middle, you are going to place your stitch marker at the last dominant color. So this is where you are going to switch the colors. You insert your hook in the last dominant color, pull through. When you have 2 on the hook, you are going to incorporate your deep blue. So you yarn over and pull through all 2 loops, and then you are going to make a total of 3 for the deep blue shade. So just insert your hook into the next, pull through. So 3 single crochets. This is the second one. This is the third one. You are not going to yarn over and pull through. You are going to incorporate your next color, and that will be the white shade. So this is the white. I'm going to make a total of only 1 white for this sector. So yarn over, pull through. Still having this blue underneath, which is the deep blue. I'm going to put a single crochet. When there's 2 loops, I incorporate my green. So I just pick up my green and then yarn over through the 2 loops, and then I'm going to make a total of 15 greens. So let me just cut off this blue to make it easier for you. Just cut off the blue and go ahead and make your total of 15 greens. So I'll meet you when you are done with your total of 15 across. So after that, you are going to, after your total of 15, when you are finishing off the 15 with 2 loops left, you pull through with white. So I'm going to incorporate only 1 white. So insert into the next stitch, making sure that you have this tagged underneath. When you have 2 loops, you drop the white and now incorporate your deep blue. You are going to make a total of 3 blues, just as I taught you. Yarn over and pull through all 2 loops, then continue with your blue yarn. As I told you, are going to make a total of 3. So 1, 2, 2, and there's the third one. With 2 loops, you incorporate your dominant color and continue with this to get to the end of the row, and then you come back for row 23. So at this point, row 23 is going to continue in part 2 of this video. So please check the description for the direct link, or better still, click the I above, and let's begin part 2 of this. Thank you so much for watching part 1. I look forward to see your projects. Bye bye.